Now we have making waves, case studies of businesses taking steps to reduce their carbon footprint and energy costs. Okay, Matthew Knight from Akro Valve, and you've all got about 10 minutes each.
Okay. Right, well, thank you, everyone. Welcome. So we're a trio of small businesses here in East Sussex that have benefited from the Green Growth Platform intervention. So you heard Mark talk, the one before the last one, about this, and so I'm going to show you where the rubber hits the road and how it really impacted my business. So we're based in Polegate, just outside Eastbourne. We are a manufacturer. I don't know, most people here may be in the service side, but we're actually in the manufacturing production side of things. So we were established in '83, so we're coming up for our 40th anniversary. And we make specialist flow control valves. So it sounds a bit of a jargon, but we can distribute water very efficiently through our specialist kind of valves that we've got. And I came into the company in 2017. I was a very technical person. I had my own career in engineering before coming into the family business. Very technically minded was my background. Didn't know anything about running a business, a bit, as Sam briefly mentioned before, lacking some of the business skills. So next slide, please. As it happened then, when I was wandering around, scratching my head, going, how am I going to sort of manage this business, a flyer came through the door from the Green Growth Platform. So they'd been out distributing leaflets, and it said, oh, we'll give you help with your small business. I thought, all right, these kind of sound like the people I need to talk to. So I gave them a call, and the two lovely people came in from the university, and we sat down. We had lots of meetings together, and they were able to sort of plan out using the business tools that they've got, sort of strategizing about where do you want to go, how do you want to improve your business, how do you want to manage your business. So that was great, and they also had another flyer in their back pocket for the Low Case grant, which we've heard about, distribution of sort of EU funds that could help develop products or improve your business efficiency. So next slide. So we did the low-hanging fruit first of all. So 2017, I guess they were there, so we stripped out all the old lights, put LED lights in, which was 30% funded by Low Case, which was great. That helps. Every penny counts. Before you run away. Part of that grant was also new product development, as Mark highlighted. We make water distribution valves. And there's a lot of, you see a lot of these little widgets that you screw on the end of your taps that say they're going to save you water and all that sort of stuff. But a lot of taps don't have the facility to do it. So we thought, well, we can do it in line. So we developed a new little product there, which is quite popular with hotels, because hotels sometimes have very sort of classic old taps that they don't want to replace, or they've got very fancy taps that don't have these attachments on the end. So we've got a little water-saving devices there that you can put into standard plumbing. Then we've got a second grant, because there was still some money sloshing around in Low Case, so we applied for another one. So as I say, we manufacture, so we wanted to get a new machining centre, so this was a six-figure machine, so it took some of the sting off it when you can get a 30% grant, so that helped us. So we did a bit of capitalisation. It's been a great machine, and it's increased quality, increased output a lot, and so that machine's paid for itself now in the few years that we've run it, reducing costs because high energy, high efficiency motors in it are much better than the old machines, so that's all sort of helping us save our costs. Next slide. Then we did the second most obvious thing, was to put up solar panels. So after the lights, put the panels on the roof. So we had 32 panels fitted, so we've got about 100 or 10,000 kilowatt hours output. And we generally use we've only had it up there for a year and a half, about 7,000. But I've still got a big electric bill, which is a bit weird. So that happens because we're obviously generating sometimes when we're not using, such as the weekends. So we have all that extra going on the grid. So if you looked at it theoretically over the year, we've produced more than we use, but we don't. And when we had that installed last year, there was no energy buyback for private commercial business, which I thought was crazy. So there I am, I'm just giving away kilowatt hours to industry. But Jill has put me in touch with Ohm and Paul, and we can arrange some sort of buyback now. I think last year Paul was just mentioning buyback was around at about a few pence per kilowatt hour. Now, because of the energy crunch, we're up to about 35 pence. So I'm paying 55p at the moment for my kilowatt hours. So that's going to make quite a significant benefit to me. So that's good. So I'd just like to hopefully see that one come to life. And Mark said you don't have to get the capital. You can sometimes have services. So we went into marketing. We've never really done any marketing. We've always just existed on reputation. We do a lot with the water boards. In fact, I've sold more products to the water board of Papua New Guinea than I have of my local water boards. They're incredibly difficult to get into. So I thought I'd approach some marketing companies to sort of try and help them. They're always complaining about, we're running out of water, we can't distribute it. And all that. So we've got our products that help them do that. But unfortunately, marketing companies, I guess, if anyone here, have their kind of own agenda, and that didn't really work out. Last slide, please. One more. Yeah. So Low-Case has been very good to us. We've benefited from several grants from them. 30% funded, which just helps small businesses take some of the sting out of. Paperwork was not overwhelming, so I know a lot of my contemporaries on my business estate, I've asked them and I've told them about it, but they're always small business people, haven't got the time to do it, don't know what to do. It all sounds a bit daunting. Universities, grants, it all sounds a bit academic. But it really isn't that difficult, and the university staff there can really help you. You just need to get the 3 quotes. You need to do your business due diligence, which is what I think everyone does with these days. You do need to pay up front, which is sometimes, again, a little bit off-putting. Sometimes when you've got a big sticker item in the 6 figures, that can be a little bit risky. And the worst risk is if you pay up front for a service and then you don't get it. With hardware, it's okay because that gets delivered and things. But things like marketing, you kind of put yourself a bit out there at risk. So you might end up with not a lot. But once you submit all your receipts, you get paid quite quickly. And then that obviously helps generate the business capital and things get going and you move on upwards. So I think it's all been very good to me, Low-Case, and I would recommend it if there is still another 9 months left in the pot. Have a go if you haven't. Thank you.
Thanks very much.